Yo, 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 good morning, everybody. It's your boy, Prince Elias, and I have some special guests this morning. I have Wiz, and of course, we got the bro Keys.
What to do with the
What's
business?
up?
Oh, it's difficulty.
We have a new tripod, y'all. We have a new tripod, and it's terrible.
Oh yeah?
Good
Is it
lord.
not?
And we have
It don't lock?
Keisha.
We do. Hey, y'all.
What up?
Oh lord. See, now we need
It's
that
all
the
good.
technical difficulty thing that we usually put up with a little thing in the middle with the drunk dude with the
Uh,
camera for the
Yeah.
Simpsons. All right, I have a feeling if I let this go, that it's gonna fly, literally.
good
Yep, I was
morning,
right.
Bosa.
What up,
All right,
boss?
all
What
right.
up,
We
what
have to
up?
Good
rock some walls,
morning,
some
Pressure
walls.
Justin.
I done fucked up.
Do not touch the
Peace.
camera at all.
All right.
Okay. All right.
What's
He's
up,
that. All
bro? 5-0. Congrats on that snake you got last night.
right. Hell yeah.
C. Jones, good morning, good morning,
Morning.
good morning.
There he is.
Yes.
What up,
What's
Big
up,
Rock?
Rock? What's up? All right, this episode has been a long time coming. Ever since I started this podcast, I knew that I wanted to have an episode dedicated to just Marvel because I'm a big Marvel nerd. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and I remember going to the only comic book store in my city, and I would read nothing but X-Men comics. I was obsessed with X-Men. And
Yes.
so when they start making films and TV shows, I was on it. I was on it. And, and I just wanted to talk about it. And thank God we have people in the reptile community who are also Marvel fans and wanted to talk. So we have
Kind of
Keys
forever.
and Wiz. Yeah.
You know what it is. Yeah,
Baby
same story for
Jones.
me though.
Baby
Born
Jones.
in the 80s.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, C. Jones. Don't. I want
yeah.
my baby here to say that.
Who?
C. Jones said WandaVision sucked.
Oh no. WandaVision was
That was
It's
her
okay.
favorite out
Me,
of all the.
it was a great
it's
foundation,
okay.
honestly.
Yeah. But
It
don't
was a
worry,
nice
because
way to
next week, next Saturday, me and C. Jones are gonna have our own little debate on One Division for
bet.
Marvel
Oh
Talk Show.
wow. Okay. I'll definitely be in the building for that. I feel very strongly about that. And you know how I am when I feel strongly about
Rock,
something.
rock on. Yeah.
Right.
but what was
It
that,
was like
Wiz,
you
you were
said,
saying?
it was a good way to like set up multiverse of madness and all that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Perfectly set it up. Too bad that movie wasn't better.
I know. That was disappointing.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
disappointing.
And we're gonna
Honestly,
get
this
into all
whole
that today. This morning, I want
yeah,
us.
go ahead, go ahead. I don't want to jump the gun.
Yeah, this. Yeah, I want to get into everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, things we're disappointed in, because Marvel did set the bar high with, Infinity War and Endgame.
Yes.
And so, some things I do love, and some things I wish they would have just took their time and went back in the writing board for.
Agreed. Heck yeah,
Yes.
congrats, bro.
Congrats, Rock.
Yeah, I love Doctor Strange too. So that
That's a
that
great
that
character.
pissed me off.
Great character.
Yeah. So before we get into it, let me just list everything that came out after Endgame, because I some stuff was so forgettable that I forgot it came out. So first we had Black Widow in 2021. We had Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings. We had the Eternals,
Fact.
Spider-Man, No Way Home. Look at Keisha. Uh,
Fuck all mate.
let's see.
Not the way you
Doctor
think.
Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. We had
Yes.
Thor. We had
So,
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And then when it came to the TV shows, We had WandaVision season 1, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If series, Hawkeye, Moon Knight. I love these
I
thumbs
forgot
ups
about
and
Moon
thumbs
Knight.
down. Let's see. Miss Marvel, I Am Groot special, the
What?
She Hulk.
There's two of them.
She-Hulk.
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
She Hulk, the I Am Groot special, the Christmas special for Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Halloween special with Werewolf by Night.
Where by night?
And then, of course, October 6th, we have Loki season 2 coming, dropping on
Hell
Disney
yeah.
Plus. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
They just dropped
So,
another group too. Another I am
oh,
group.
okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go
See,
check that out.
yeah.
So
Yep.
with all that being said, I'm gonna let Wiz start off and tell me what out of all those listings, what did you like? What did you dislike? What were you disappointed in?
Uh, it's the staples, man. Like Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying, always gonna be no like top three for sure. Just because of the character. Tom Holland is great as like a young, weird Peter Parker, but he not too nerdy. Like Tobey Maguire nerdy, but he ain't too cool like Andrew Garfield was too cool. You know what I'm
Andrew
saying?
Garfield
He's
was cool.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
So he like Toby or Tom Holland played that perfect little
exactly.
in between role. He looks super young. He acts super young. So that's definitely one of my favorite characters. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever was great. It was very sad, honestly. Like it made me miss Chadwick Boseman so much. Uh, he brought so much to the character and then therefore to the movie because everybody kind of fed off his energy as well. Uh, Thor, ever since Taika Waititi took over Thor, it's been my favorite. Between Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy, it's been a toss.
Yeah.
Like
Fact.
ever since that Ragnarok, man, that changed the
Yes.
game, and then Love and Thunder was so funny and so out there. So I definitely love
Yeah.
those. Doctor Strange was trash.
Be a
Uh,
parent. Motherfucker.
Yeah, we agree.
I agree with everything he's saying. Like 100%. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of WandaVision was good. Secret Invasion was decent. She-Hulk was weird because it was like Deadpool kind of like she kind of knew it
But
was a
they
show.
brought the homie Daredevil in it though.
They did bring Daredevil in.
Yeah, they
yeah,
did. Yeah.
they did. And Scar too, Young Hulk or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Sakar, or
Yeah.
Scar, yeah. WandaVision was nice. Again, it set up a whole different atmosphere. The Secret War and everything that's going on right now, I feel like it might get too convoluted for like an average, you know what I'm saying, moviegoer or average Marvel viewer. Like you're gonna have to start diving like pretty deep or paying attention to what's going on previously in order to like keep up with what's going on. That's where I think it's going. That's why I think it's falling off, honestly. Like it's not as easy for an outsider to just step into a Marvel movie and have a blast. Now you got to step into a Marvel movie knowing everything that happened over the last, you know what I'm saying, 10 years or whatever, because everything like ties into each other. So I'm kind of worried about where it's going to go in the future. I mean, I love Marvel. It's never going anywhere. It's always going to be like the go-to movie for me, but I'm just nervous, man, about what the future holds for them. So
Yes, I do agree. And I forgot to mention because the article I put all these listings up, it wasn't as updated. Ant-Man and the Wasp
oh
also
yeah,
dropped.
Ant-Man. Yeah,
So
that
so
was
I totally agree. I am excited.
yeah.
Look, I was a little disappointed, but I'm still excited about Kang. I really want to see
Agree.
what else we
Agree.
get in the future.
We'll
But
see what
yeah,
happens with him with court.
Yo,
Or
yeah, that
in
too,
real
that
life.
that's
too.
why they,
but
they pulled the character. They pulled that shit.
Yeah, in real life.
yeah, but one thing, I guess they couldn't because of time frame, but they did not pull him from Loki season 2. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how that
Oh, nice.
turns out because they still had him. They still had him in all the promotions and stuff. So they're not shying away. I guess they said until we get a judge decision, we gonna
which
still
makes
use
sense.
him. We got a
Makes
contract.
sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Jump the
Yeah,
gun. Don't jump the gun. Don't break no contracts. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan
cause they
Major's still a
yeah,
great
cause they
actor.
did that last time. Yeah, cause they jumped the gun last time with that whole Twitter beef and James Gunn
Yeah.
between
Yep.
Guardians 1 and 2, and we almost lost him completely. And so I guess they're like, we're not gonna just up and fire anybody until the court is over.
And now
Yeah.
they still
but
lost him because he in
but
charge of
yeah,
DC now.
yeah, that we still
And I
in the
know this
news.
is a
But I'm
different
glad he
production
was able.
company, but they did that with. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I know it's a different
Oh no,
production
you good,
company,
Keisha?
but
Go ahead.
Disney did that with your boy from Pirates of the Caribbean. You
Pirates. Yeah,
know,
Yeah.
yeah,
they
yeah,
they
Oh
they
yeah,
blackballed
yep,
him, and he ended up getting exonerated. Like
yep.
you look
yep.
foolish when you
And
don't have your people's back to a certain extent. So it's like a
yeah,
fine line you got to walk. My
yeah,
bad. My
because at
bad.
the end of the day, we all talk. No, you're good, Keisha. I want you a part of the conversation too.
Hell yeah.
But that's the thing about cancel culture versus accountability. And we're not going to go off on a tangent, but I will
Facts.
say that
Preach. Preach.
everybody in America are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And so I don't think any studio should just jump the gun unless we have solid proof. Now, if we had a video come out where you actually see him punching her, then yeah,
Yeah.
you can fire him all
Makes
day long. But until we have, you know, until the courts and the law finish, we shouldn't just jump the gun on things because they have learned the hard way with Johnny Depp
sense.
and with James Gunn that you can lose out on billions of dollars just following cancel culture and Twitter. What up?
100%.
But yeah, but
Brian, what it do?
yeah, go ahead.
It's the way of the world nowadays. We talk about it all the time. I hear you talk about it all the time on the other show with Rock and everything, man. They're like, people is soft, man. You can't get away with a lot. And that takes away from
Yeah,
a lot of the potential comedy that we have, a lot of the potential drama that we could have, because you gotta skirt around these topics, you know what I'm saying, and tiptoe around certain shit, certain stuff in order
yeah,
to please everybody and not step on toes or whatever.
yeah. Facts. I agree. Keys. What was your biggest highlight and disappointment in Marvel so
Good
far?
question. Good question.
Biggest highlight so far. Oh shit.
Good question.
For me, it's just bringing Spider-Man into the universe. Spider-Man is my favorite character. So
Hell
that first Civil War
Yeah.
introducing him, that was like mind blowing.
Roots.
That yeah, under
Yeah.
roof, yo, bro. Oh man, I love Spider-Man. I'm a big Spider-Man is my favorite character outside of Superman because that's DC. But Spider-Man and Superman have always been my favorite characters growing up throughout my entire life. So hell yeah, bringing him out there was number one.
yeah.
But and I think my biggest disappointment was probly Eternals.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Preach.
I was so hurt by that because it had all the perfect ingredients. You had a
Man,
fire director who gave us an amazing film the year
Great
before,
actors, great doing got
great act,
actors.
great
great.
actors, great just you had all the perfect ingredients and still came out with bland gumbo. I
Boring.
just don't understand.
It was
Pratt,
bland.
Yeah,
It was
Pratt.
bland.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell
that
you,
was
and
that was heartbreaking.
this still goes back to the original problem that Marvel has always had, and that is villains, man. Marvel has trash villains, other than like
Yes,
Killmonger, Kang, and Thanos. Everybody
that's
else, I
all.
think, is man. I mean, Wanda
That's
turned out to
all.
be a
And
pretty
it's
good villain.
like,
Wanda ended up being a nut.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
yo, like you hated
yeah.
Wanda. Like damn, Wanda.
But I think
Damn.
that's the problem. Like you don't have like this antagonist that you just hate. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't give you like a 100% bad guy. They always give you a bad guy where you kind of like, well, I kind of
A
understand where
backstory.
he's coming from.
He's got a
Yeah,
point
you
there.
got a point.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess so. Well, if you did that to my
Yeah.
mom,
Exactly.
Yeah, I did like Ultron when it first came out, but looking back
yeah.
at the
Yeah,
yo,
entire
yo,
universe,
that was like probably the
he
dopest opening. That or around when he's
yeah,
around this just
yeah,
chilling, like you get to see them just chilling and relax. Like, yo, these dope people
yeah, that was dope.
having fun.
yeah,
Then
yeah. Ultron was good, but I think he's probably number 5 or 6 on villains ranking
Agreed.
for me. But yeah, I have to say Killmonger, Thanos, and Kang are the only ones that really made you feel like, oh shit, our heroes might lose. Especially Thanos. He let it
Yes,
be known.
Thanos
Yeah.
was ready to
Everybody
that
shine.
else,
was that dude.
yeah.
I
Everybody else, they come in and it's like, oh, I know they're gonna win. They're gonna beat you.
Yeah,
like Nightcrawler.
yeah,
I
Nightcrawler
did
is
I
probably one of
did
my
want
favorites.
I did wish we had more
I should
Claw
watch them old Marvel, old X
on
Men
Black
over.
Panther. I wish we did have
Yeah,
more Claw because I just liked him as a character. I just
I
thought he
did
was
like
just
Claw.
crazy.
Yeah, his,
Right?
yep,
That was so crazy how they just killed them off at early beginning.
Andy
Like that's
Circus,
it, he's
Andy
done.
Yeah,
Circus is so
I
good too.
yeah, I feel like we could have worked on him a little bit more, at least for 1 or 2 more movies.
They
But
could
you
have.
know what? Namor was okay. He wasn't as bad.
I did like Namor.
Yeah.
I did like Namor.
I liked Namor.
He wasn't like a true like 100% villain though. Like it was the same thing. Like I could
Yeah,
understand
same
where you're
shit. Like,
coming
oh
from.
man,
The one thing my one complaint about that movie
Yeah.
was it didn't feel like a Black Panther movie. It felt like a Namor movie.
Namor movie.
I,
Yeah,
I
I get
learned
what you're
so much about their
Yeah.
people. I was backing their people so much.
saying. Yep,
It felt like it was their movie basically. So that part I wasn't quite a fan of. A few other things, but that was something that struck me.
major.
Halfway through
Yeah,
the movie when they was on the bridge, I was like, when the movie first opened, with that dope ass scene with
intro.
them attacking the boat from under the come
Oh
on, bruh.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
That was a great scene.
great, yeah, great for the movie, and those were the enjoyable parts of the movie. They to me they were some of the most enjoyable parts of the movie,
Agreed.
hmm
Agreed.
which was
Facts,
off to me.
facts.
That was it.
Yeah, I but
So I got
yeah, but I think with Black Panther, they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. They didn't even
Yep,
know
yeah,
if they were going to give us a Black Panther 2.
yep.
that's
And
true.
so
That's very true.
and
for
like
them
how are they
for
gonna
them
do it?
to go through what they went through, losing Chadwick and then
Hmm.
having to
And how
rewrite
you know
and
he was sick
rechange their
too.
entire plans. Yeah. Yeah, like the Marvel execs didn't even know he was sick. And so they
Yep.
had
Mm.
to
Nobody.
change everything. And I think they did a good job
They did for how
That
giving
short the
what
tribute
they
at
time
the
he
had.
end
had.
was amazing, and we got to watch it
Ooh,
twice because the
Yeah,
movie theater
I
messed up.
cried.
The movie theater skipped, and we got to watch the end tribute, the last 5 minutes, like twice. It was wild.
Yeah,
that's a good
I
question,
cried
Brian. I
every time
can't.
I saw that movie in theaters.
I
Hold
don't
on,
know
let
if
me
I could
see.
consider
Brian
Oh, you
said,
seen
"What
it
you
in theaters
consider?"
more than
Oh,
once?
I don't know if I could
Yeah,
consider Loki a
Oh,
villain.
shit.
Okay.
not anymore. Not anymore. In the beginning, the first Thor, yeah, he was straight up villain. But
It's
Loki,
different Lokis though. You watch the multiverse. That's another
you're
Loki.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not only
So
that, but I realized that Loki was no longer a villain when I was like flabbergasted at his death. When he
Yeah,
died at the
yeah,
yeah.
very, very beginning of I can't remember which one, but I
Endgame.
Endgame,
almost
I
had
think.
to stop. I had to take an actual minute because I was hurt.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
didn't
Me
realize
too.
that I cared for Loki like that. So that was when I realized the flip had happened a long time ago, but that was when I acknowledged it for myself.
Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
expect to. When they first had the series, I'm like, man, wow, Loki getting his own series. Look, Loki. Then you watch, oh, all right,
I'm
Loki.
Hiddleston, man.
All right, Loki.
uh-huh.
I'm Hiddleston.
I I went to the movies with my dad because my dad is a huge Marvel fan, but he's like a super pastor, and so
Okay.
when they showed that scene that Loki got killed by Thanos, all I could yell out was "Oh shit!" and my dad was like, "Yeah." He couldn't even be mad. He couldn't even be mad because I tried not to cuss in front of him. I was like, "Oh shit!" And my dad
You
was
didn't
That
like,
that
expect
scene
"Oh,
hurts to
yeah,
this
that was
day.
bad."
it's still I never expected it because he always had a way out. He always had Loki always had a
Always.
backup plan. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
expected him to be like a fake Loki disappear and reappear behind him or something like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Yeah, that
He
did
got
hurt.
away with the
Brian,
first time when he
Brian,
came back
yeah.
as his dad.
Yeah, that was
Well,
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's why I love Loki
it's like,
because he makes us. He started making us laugh.
like, yo, that's nice.
Yeah. But
And this
they
the
can't,
funniest thing
one.
was Andrew Hopkins playing Loki playing
Yeah, yeah,
Odin.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I get that, Brian, but at the end of the day, they're still owned by Disney. And once you find an
Yeah,
actor that everybody loves, they not gonna make that character be just like the comics. Because trust me,
100%.
there are a lot of comic book characters that they were pretty rough back in the day, or they were crazy.
100%. And they used to like Marvel used to be super racist. Iron Man was like an
Yeah,
alcoholic, like he done beat his wife or something back in the comics or something crazy like that, or Ant Man maybe
yeah.
That's why they got Robert Downey Jr. Just
Uh-huh.
kidding. Just joke.
That's facts. That's facts.
Love you, Rodney.
Right. That's facts.
What is his name?
But you
Robert.
gotta dumb it. You gotta quote unquote dumb it down though, because everyone don't read comic books. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know the
Yeah,
history of what's behind
That's
these
true.
characters. So you gotta
yeah.
be dumb enough, not dumb enough, but it gotta be simple and easy enough for new people to come in and fit right into the mold. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? I'm gonna say one thing to what you said earlier, where you said that you think the people coming in now they can't just enjoy one movie off its on its own merit. You got to kind of know the story now since it's expanded so wide.
Yep.
And I will say that I felt that way with Captain Marvel, the movie. I did not hate Captain Marvel at all. But once they started really, really like bringing up the scrolls and not just like in passing, like they exist type
Yeah.
situation where it's really them and you get to see how they work and everything. I don't want to say they lost me on that. I mean, it was good, exposition is something that we need to know. But that's when to me, I was like, damn, this shit getting out of hand.
That's
We back
exactly
in
what I'm saying.
1980 something. We got to, okay.
Yeah.
And they've been here
Again, I
that
didn't
whole
hate the
time.
movie like a lot of people hated it, for various reasons. They, hated it. But
They've
that
been
was
here the
one
whole
part of
time.
that movie that I was like, eh.
I do want to see the next
Yeah.
one.
The
With
Yeah, I'm
the
excited
Nah.
about the
yeah,
Marvels. Yeah,
The
I'm
Marvels.
excited about
Now, I just
mhm.
heard a leak or a buzz that they are doing something in, I want to say Loki, where they like prune Carol Danvers' whole original timeline, bro.
Oh
Like all
wow.
that shit that happened in Miss Marvel gets erased from existence and it starts like new.
Oh.
Oh shit.
And then that kind of leads into the whole like crossing over and everybody like switching bodies and all that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh. You know what? I might enjoy that. But they're really trying their best now that they bought Fox to get the mutants in. They're trying their best to
Yes.
get the mutants in
Yes.
some way, legality and
Shout out to
story
Miss
wise.
I
Marvel.
need to talk about that because
Yeah,
that
Miss
was
Marvel was the
lackluster.
first. Miss Marvel was the first mention of it that
Yeah.
I noticed in the MCU. Because her little friend or whatever was like, "Oh yeah, you got a abnormal gene, like you're a mutant or whatever." And then for a split second, you can hear do 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 do
Uh-huh.
in the background, like as the music, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Did they just introduce
Yeah.
X-Men? Like, did they just introduce mutants to the MCU?" So like
Mhm.
between that and the Fantastic Four, like they got a lot on their plate, bro. You can't mess up X-Men, you can't mess up Fantastic Four. Like if you make a
really
mistake,
can't.
you're gonna lose everybody, especially with X-Men. People love X-Men. And Brian Keys just said it.
Fantastic Four has been done terribly so many times, though.
I gave
So
up
they
on
got a really
Fantastic
good
Four.
blueprint on what not to do. I feel like.
Agreed.
I gave up on Fantastic Four. If
I
it
love
if it comes
Fantastic
out
Four too.
and they make it a hit, great. But I'm not going to see it opening weekend whenever they do give it to us because y'all failed
I
3
think
times or 2
At
times.
this point, I'd rather watch Bionic 6. I'd rather watch a Bionic 6 movie than a Fantastic Four movie. You can quote me on that.
Damn. Honestly, that
Uh,
took them back to like fourth grade.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
If you know, you
Alexandra,
know.
I did watch the entire thing in order with my dad.
Chronological.
Yeah, chronological order with my
It's weird.
dad early this
Oh,
year. It took us a whole week
Yeah, it's
because
that's
he didn't
weird.
want to watch it without me. And so we would watch it like before work, after work.
do that
I
one.
was like, we added the TV shows. We even did the special, the Guardian special before watching the latest Guardians. And man, it took forever. It took us about a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's weird in chronological order too, because
Yeah.
the production quality is like it goes back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see a great newer movie, but then you got to go back and watch an older movie, and you're like, damn, CG was trash. Like Thor, like that first Thor, you look
Man.
at CG and you're like, oh my god, what were they
Going
doing?
back to the first Iron Man, as good as that movie
Even then,
is, I'm
yeah,
like,
Oh,
woo.
right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watched that over not that long ago. I'm like, oh shit, crazy.
I think the problem
Yeah.
with Fantastic Four is they spend. I think the problem with a lot of these heroes
Umbrella
and hero
Academy.
movies is they spend too much time with introduction and background story when we already know these characters. We don't need
Yeah.
to know how they got their powers. We don't need to see all that. Set us right in the middle of a story. Let's get the action rocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I like Tom Holland Spider-Man, because we didn't have to go through the
Yes,
Uncle Ben story over
exactly,
again.
exactly.
They just said it in passing. I
Yep,
know you miss your uncle. Okay, we got it.
yep.
We know he
That's
gone.
good enough. We know who he
Like,
is. Yeah, and the same with the last
yeah.
Batman. The last Batman, they did that
I
too.
forgot he had Uncle Ben.
Oh yeah.
They just kind of
Yeah.
skipped over the whole getting shot.
Yeah, that was good, but too bad the movie was trash.
It was so bad. It was so
What?
Batman, the Batman.
I
the
love
Oh
the
Lord.
Batman.
Oh, the Batman. That shit was a comedy of errors.
I didn't like
Me
it.
and my child was sitting in that movie theater tearing that movie apart. Oh Lord.
But
Oh wow.
DC could never get on Marvel's level. It's just too dark. There's not
It
enough
is.
like
Literally.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Literally the cinematography in the CG, everything is CGI.
Everything is
Why
blue
the
as hell.
lamppost gotta be CGI? It ain't even moving. It just looks bad. Looks
Yeah.
Marvel
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Marvel always makes you laugh. Marvel always is upbeat. It's always bright and colorful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Marvel
why I
has a
feel like
good balance. They'll give you the
yeah,
storylines where you tearing up. They'll give you the
yep.
serious, but for the most part, you're having a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Where DC,
they'll break out
is
a couple
just so
tear jerkers,
depressing.
except for
It's like,
Maze, man.
That, la- that
Uh,
last Guardians, man. That last Guardians had her.
oh, Rocket,
yeah,
boy, yeah, that
man.
gets you. That gets you. Unless you
Little
don't have a
sad ass,
soul.
little sad ass
I wasn't
raccoons,
expecting
bro.
that much emotions.
Bro. But then
I
in the
thought I was
same
going in
scene,
just to laugh.
you'll have a joke, like somebody will crack a joke right off screen or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it. So yeah, it's perfect, man.
I like Joker. Yeah, I like that movie.
It was good.
Yeah, yeah. I think
But
Joker
same
was a
thing,
great
it's so
character
real and
study.
dark. Like I
Yo,
don't know.
that was shot where I lived at, right downtown. Well, not downtown, but Newark, New Jersey. They shot that shit right down there. It was tough.
Yeah,
Oh
I
wow.
actually saw some of the police cars and shit.
that's dope.
Yeah, so that was
That's
dope. The
dope.
old school police cars down there.
Man.
You'll
You
miss
ain't gonna
everything, even when you watch it
you're
in
gonna
pitch
miss it all
black.
anyway. Exactly. Like
Man,
Even the Rock couldn't save Black Adam, man.
oh
You
my
know what I'm saying?
gosh.
His
I
ego couldn't save Black Adam.
Yeah.
I still have yet to watch Black Adam. Terrence watched it without me, and he
Imagine
refuses to watch it with me.
it
So
was
I don't know.
I
Right.
didn't go
trash.
see it. I didn't go see it in theaters.
It
I
was
waited till it
super trash.
showed up on streaming, and even then, I was like, "Thank God I didn't pay for this."
Exactly. It was super trash. And like I don't even want to get into it. Like I don't know. It was so trash. Like you could just tell they just hurried up and pushed that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could have did
and I
so
feel
much.
like,
Could have did so much with it because you see that shit was an expensive fucking movie.
Yep.
But
and I feel
And I
like,
like The Rock too. I appreciate The
I
Rock
like
and
The
his,
Rock.
his business, how he's business minded and how he gets a project and he falls in love with it. I love all that about him. So I don't know. I
yeah,
feel bad when he don't hit the mark, but
He was pushing to be back at him, like how Ryan Reynolds was pushing to be Deadpool. Like he
Yeah.
wanted that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And you wanted to work out for them. You wanted to. I mean, I do. So,
hmm I just feel like DC. Well, yeah, DC slash Warner Brothers, mainly Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Um, they really aren't emotionally invested to these characters like
Agreed.
Disney Marvel, because when they hired
Yes.
Kevin Feige, one thing about Kevin Feige is that he is real passionate about this shit. He's the only
hmm
executive I know. He's the only movie executive I know that will literally go to Comic Con and actually walk around amongst the people
Yep. Yep.
mm
and
Yep.
just talk nerd shit and talk Marvel shit.
Yep.
Like he really loves this stuff. Whereas
Soaking it up.
DC Warner Brothers, they
executives.
just hire any director. Yeah, they just hire any director. Say, hey, go do this, go do that, go do Batman, go do Black Adam, go. And there's no
You want to
passion.
make a
The
movie?
directors
All
are
right,
like,
here's some money.
I don't like that.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
we give you
You
a
got to
check,
be
go make
passionate
this
about it. You
movie.
have to have knowledge. You got to
Yeah,
kind of see it from a fan's eyes.
Yep.
Gotta see
Got to
some
be a
fans.
fan first, I think,
Right.
like
and then go
like
from
the
there.
fact that Kevin Feige told Disney, told Bob Iger, I will walk away if we don't make Black Panther the first one. Like
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
that gained my respect right there.
Yep.
He said, if you don't let me do Black Panther and do it how I want to, I'm walking away from all this.
Yep. And you see,
Where people
he
at
ran and
Warner
got Ryan
Brothers,
Coogler right away.
yeah,
Soon as Disney was like, go ahead, he was like, hey, Ryan Coogler, we in there. You
hmm
know what I'm saying?
whereas it's just
What's your biggest letdown and biggest triumph?
Hey,
Like,
Ron.
my
what
biggest
up,
letdown
Aaron?
was my biggest letdown was definitely Eternals and
hmm
She-Hulk. I was looking forward I was looking
Ooh.
forward to She-Hulk more than anything, and
I
that
was
really
expecting much from She-Hulk, so that's
It,
I had high expectations. I don't even know why. I guess because I remember reading the comics as a kid,
yeah,
and then I liked the actress because I seen her in other shows,
yeah,
oh,
and
I
I
didn't
was like,
know.
Yeah.
"Oh,
I
this
didn't
is gonna
know
be
her.
good. This is gonna be great, man."
yeah. I agree.
That's my introduction
I
to
really
her,
gave
so
up
that's
when
all
they
I.
had Meg the Stallion and She Hulk twerk and all.
Oh,
That.
That
I
was
love
funny.
that. The
When they
little
had
after
her
credit
dance,
scene.
I was like, I'm done.
But
But
it takes a lot of that
the
whole.
I never
character
had an after
of
credit scene
She-Hulk
piss me
in
off.
the comics was always, making light, not making light of, or shedding light to, how hypersexualized she was, and
She
how
was,
Yeah, yeah,
it's just her existing as
yeah,
who she is, and she's being hypersexualized by these
yeah,
men who hate her for it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
wild. So like she can't win no matter what she does. So she might as well live her life and be happy. If she
yeah.
wants to twerk for a second, let her twerk for a second.
that was
Y'all don't like
honestly.
twerking?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about her character, especially in the
okay,
movie. Her in the
sure,
No,
comics,
I
is
sure.
just
look,
how
I get
she
it, and
never
I
went
love
back to her
twerking.
human
Don't
form.
get me wrong, I love twerking, but it was just it was like jumping the shark. Jumping when the show jumps the
I know what
shark,
I know. Yeah, I know
like
what jumping the
the
shark
ending
is.
of Game of Thrones.
Don't get me
You know,
wrong, I
like the
love
end of Game of
twerking.
Thrones, the last two seasons, you knew it was over
The
and that they don't care no
the
more.
end of
And
Dexter.
so
The end of Dexter.
when I saw that, yes, oh my gosh, I forgot about Dexter. Oh my gosh, yes. That's when I knew I was like, okay, Marvel's just, I don't know what they're doing anymore.
See, by that
I
time,
did,
I've been I don't want to say desensitized, but by that time between, Thor, with the goats and everything in the last movie. At that point, I was
yeah,
like, "Hey, I'm gonna relax a little bit. Y'all relax a little bit. I'm gonna relax with y'all. And when it's time to get serious, I'll get serious with you too. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't want to let y'all hair down a little bit, it's not Friday, but y'all letting y'all hair down. I'm gonna do it with y'all for a few minutes. You know what? Life is hard for everybody.
Right.
you know
Yeah,
what?
that ghost scene. That
You
ghost
know
scene
what? You
really
got a
did
point,
blow me
Keisha. You
away.
do got a point there.
But I feel you
I give
though.
you that. Yeah.
When you respect the characters, you want to see them on screen as as they were written, at least to a certain extent, and you don't want them to go
To a
too
certain
much out of their character. So I get that
Their
one hundred
character. Yeah,
percent because there's some characters that did some shit, and I was like, nah, chill, fam. That's not. Ooh, Aunt May.
Yeah, I may. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We could do we could do an episode on her.
How much I hate Aunt
Oh,
May.
yes, Aunt May.
I didn't. I mean, I love Marissa Tomei, but like,
Love Griffin Tomei.
she's not Aunt
Yeah.
May. Aunt May is supposed to be some old, kind white lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, supposed to be like baking cookies.
Like
and
from my
shit.
grandma, not the cool Aunt May.
We literally we just
Yeah.
rewatched.
Yeah.
What's the last? What was the last one? We're all home.
Far from home.
Far- We just got home.
Home.
Can't
We
get back
just got
home.
home.
The last one with the 3 Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
We literally just rewatched that like last week.
Homeward Bound. I don't know.
Nah.
That was the
Far
one with
from
the
home.
Far from home. Far from home.
Far from
Yeah,
home. Yeah.
everybody was far from home.
Wait, no.
Wait.
Not
No.
far from
Ooh.
Not far from home.
They was far from home when he was in
That was
France.
France. Yeah.
Is it No Way Home?
Yeah. Hold on,
No
wait.
way
I think it's no way
home.
home. Yeah, no way home. I like how y'all
That
said
one.
We knew it had home in it. Damn it.
Exactly.
Somebody's home. Somebody live there.
Knock knock.
Somebody home.
home.
Somebody live there.
Yeah.
So Elias, you brought up one thing that I forgot, and I really want to touch on before it get too late. Fucking
Uh-huh.
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Moon Knight was dope as hell to me. A lot of people didn't get it because it's some old mystical, funny shit. But like in the comics, Mark Spector's like he got like multiple personality disorder. Like he got DID. So like
yeah.
it's always a question, even as a reader, after you read a page of him in Moon Knight costume, transformed, whooping some ass. It's still like you get back to being human, and you like, did I just really read that, or is he just tripping like it's in his head? So like,
Yeah.
it's a whole
That psychological aspect to it.
yeah, it's a whole different level, and they played it pretty well in the series. It's pretty like it make you question is it real or not. So I really dug that. Also, that was one of the
yeah, and Oscar Isaac
highlights.
is so dope. I
And
love
that
him in
part.
everything.
That
Mhm.
He's just so
Isaac is
dope.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's up? Thank y'all for coming in.
Yeah, man, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I forgot Moon. Yeah, Moon
Moon Knight
Knight
was
was
nice.
very, very good. And you know what? I will say this because not a lot of people talk about them. But the little small Marvel specials, like the Halloween Wolf by Night, Werewolf
Halloween
by
one,
Night, that thing was fire.
That was
I just
awesome.
wish it was a little bit longer. But I like that they give us little stories that's outside of the regular MCU schedule, just for
super cool.
shits and giggles, I guess.
Like the
But yeah,
What If
that was a
series.
good
And I
one.
mean,
Ooh, I got mixed feelings about What If. I got mixed
Okay.
feelings. I was just thinking about it.
There was a couple of them was good.
Let's talk about
Most of them were mixed to me.
The first one was pretty good. What
Yeah.
Agent Carter?
Yeah.
Pretty Agent Carter as Captain America. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Art style, pretty cool. Reminiscence of the old Batman, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since we saw it. Pretty good. Pretty nice start. Second one, I want to say, was that the one with Chadwick in it? And it was like it was what Chadwick would have been like if he was different, if he met someone, and super dope.
Yeah.
It had I don't
Doctor Strange.
that the second one was the Doctor Strange one.
Yeah.
I think the Doctor
Yeah.
Strange one. Yeah.
Oh, when he okay.
And he was going crazy.
He wanted to go back and fix things.
Kept going back.
Kind of whack,
Yeah.
kind of whack. And then the third one was the one that caught my attention because it was the one with Black Panther, how it would have been if he had became Star-Lord, basically. And how that was amazingly done. It was beautiful. And that one made me say, okay, I am going to continue watching this, because the one before it previously had me like, that was the last one I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Literally. It went all the way off the rails.
Wow.
And even as a person who not too much of a purist, and I'm able to sit back and say, what if? And I love zombies. I was like, what the heck? It was really just, it felt thrown together to me, and I did not enjoy it at all. So if somebody has any different opinions, I'm up to listening to them because
I can agree with you. I did like the fact that it had some payoff, like seeing Agent Carter in Multiverse of Madness. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh shit. So
Yeah.
if that can
Yeah.
happen in a different universe, maybe all that shit is actually going on somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? In a different
Yeah.
multiverse or whatever. Maybe somewhere Star or T'Challa did get abducted by Yondu instead of Star Lord. You know what I'm saying? In the alternate universe, maybe in the alternate universe, Groot can say more than I am Groot. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude's a super articulate. You know what I'm saying? Like who knows?
Yeah.
That part was cool to me. That
Yeah.
payoff at the end of it, because it made you feel. And they got
Facts.
another season coming too. What if?
Yeah, but that's the trouble with anthology series. Like, I love anthology series. I love anything anthology because I grew up on the Twilight Zone, the OG,
Okay.
yeah.
and shows like that.
Hell yeah.
And I
Tales from the Crypt,
love
Twilight Zone.
anytime. I love American Horror Story. That's why I like American Horror Story, because every season is something
It's
new. But I think one of the issues with What If is the fact that when you have an anthology series, you have so many people writing and directing the different stories.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you might have a director who did the Chadwick Boseman episode, and a director and writer who did the the Peggy Carter story, but they're not talking with each other to see, for it to mesh well. You get what I'm
Tie
saying?
in. Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
feel you.
like, okay, this is your character, this is your character, this is your story. This
No
how many minutes you
continuity.
got to make the
Yeah.
story.
Oh my God, the
And
one where
it's
was it
like,
at the end where Thor had to like run around and make the world back to normal before his daddy found out or something stupid, Loki or somebody.
Yeah. 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 That one was.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that pissed me off so
Yeah.
bad. He was going around the world. Ah,
That one was weird. Give me that old Superman where he flew backwards and changed time again.
yeah. You know what? That
Oh
got
yeah.
that got a little bit too silly for me, and I'm a fan of silly in the MCU, and that even was too much for me. So
So I got a question for y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Casting question. Who now that damn it, Hugh Jackman is old, and we got a whole new X-Men team coming.
Mm.
So you got your whatever 5 X-Men. You got Storm, you got Cyclops, you got Wolverine. Actually, let's just go with them 3: Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine. Who you casting?
Ooh. Damn.
the one person I could see for Logan is already old himself. Joe DiMaggio, is that am I saying his name right?
Joe DiMaggio.
I can't.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
man, I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy. I could see him as Logan. He's got the size. He's got the look. He was in the first. He was in the Toby Spider Man as the antagonist, the bully
Yeah,
in the
Joe
freaking
Yeah.
Manganiello. That's his name.
You know,
Manganiello.
thinking
Yeah,
that's
that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I was
guy.
sitting here trying to
Yes,
he
Google.
took Magneto.
and he was
The baseball player?
yeah the baseball player.
And he dead?
Yeah, he dead as hell. That's why I'm like Joe DiMaggio. No way.
That would be
I knew
awkward.
where she was
So
going. I knew where she was going.
yeah,
Uh,
so he's the
Joe
only person
Manganiello.
I could really see as Logan, but he's up there in age too.
He was Flash Thompson or some shit in that movie.
He's too
I
big.
think.
Big
Yeah,
tall.
that's
Logan
Yeah.
Logan 5'3". He's a little dude.
yeah.
If
Logan's
they could
small.
make
Oh,
Big.
short people look tall, they could make tall people look short.
That's true. You all gotta have a
that's
camera on the
true.
ground.
That's
Bro.
And
true.
Storm. Who you casting for Storm though?
Me
ooh,
personally,
burn
well, me personally, I
the girl
wish,
who was in Swarm, black girl.
has she not been already casted for the other Miss Marvel, she would have been my first. Tiana Paris, she would
Oh,
have been my first
yeah,
pick. But
yeah.
but she's
That's a good
already
choice.
Miss Marvel. So I would say my
Yeah.
second is the actress Naomi Harris. If you don't know her, Google her. She's been on Pirates of the Caribbean. She's been
Yeah,
in a lot of
Oh
movies.
yes,
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Good choice. Good
Naomi
choice.
Harris, I, she could play
Good
Storm
choice.
for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
I
I
haven't
agree.
seen her in a while, but yes,
I agree. Heck yeah.
And if we're gonna go by superstardom, like celebrity to get people in the doors, I would say Janelle Monáe, because she has the acting chops.
Oh
That would
yes,
be a
And
good.
I can see her, in the look if they,
she's
did a
so
good wig and dye
regal.
her hair
That'd be
look.
a
Yeah,
good storm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
her
be.
yeah.
face film still like
If you
no
want the
ocean.
celebrity
Need a good
name to
storm.
get
Like
into the deal.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying. Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she like
Yeah.
regal and like super. Yeah, that would be a
She's
good
an
cast.
amazing actress.
That would be good casting. Damn.
Yeah.
She was great in The
I
Onion.
know,
Yeah,
yeah,
Joe
Ken.
DiMaggio.
Yeah.
He said Joe DiMaggio, the old
So what
baseball.
about Cyclops? Who you casted for Cyclops? John Cena or some shit?
Hmm.
Like, oh,
Tom Cruise.
It got to be somebody to bring you in the door.
I'm playing. I'm
Yeah.
just joking. I'm
It
joking.
don't it don't necessarily got to be like a big dude. It don't got to be a super athletic
yeah.
actor. You know what I'm
No,
saying? 'Cause
don't.
Cyclops don't do too much. He just fucking
Hold on.
I'm
Cause
thinking who's a youngish, preppy-ish kind of, you know, type dude. Do we even have those right now?
Keanu Reeves
we
too
do.
smooth to play Cyclops.
Yeah.
He too smooth. Cyclops a little nerdy.
Right, right. Who do
Yeah.
we have
He
like that?
like straight edge, like super
Yo,
like
if dude was bigger, I would pick old boy that plays um the bear as Wolverine. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a good
oh
he's
yeah,
a
okay.
good
that'd be a
actor.
good yeah, that'd be a good
With
Yeah.
from
Yeah, he's
Shameless.
yeah,
from
he's a good
yeah,
actor,
yeah,
man.
yeah. That'd be a
I
good
like him.
I still don't know who I
I'm
want
trying
for Wolverine.
to
I
come
can see
out of
his
him though,
brother
baby.
as Cyclops. They gotta play his
Wolverine
brother
is
Ian.
hard
Ian,
though.
Yeah,
the redhead.
yeah, the redhead.
He could play almost anything. He played friggin' Joker.
Joker. Yeah,
That was it.
that's a good actor. He's probably not dead.
What about
I'm gonna
the
say
one
for
girl?
Cyclops. I'm gonna say for Cyclops, Timothy Chalamet for me.
Yeah, that's what
That's
Ken said.
perfect. That's
I
that. That's that preppy type of
Hey,
Yep.
man.
perfect.
Tiny. I don't know. Like do y'all watch Saturday Night Live? Saturday Night
Yeah, yeah,
Live. Yo, did y'all see when he hosted Saturday Night Live?
yes. Of
He
Y'all
was
course.
remember Tiny?
actually very
Yeah.
funny.
Yo, he got this
He is
one skit with
hilarious.
Tiny Horse.
Emilio
Yo,
definitely played Logan.
Emilio.
All they gotta do is grow his
Yeah.
sideburns out. All they gotta do is grow them
Uh,
sideburns. Shout out to Emilio. Yeah.
Right.
Sideburns and a wife beater. He's
And a
in there.
beater in there.
facts.
Right.
Facts.
Willem
Like
Dafoe.
real quick, real
Always a great joke.
real quick.
And it'd be real
Uh,
quick.
I think the girl that was just in Beast Wars would be a good storm too.
What's Beast Wars, baby?
The Transformers, the last Transformers that just came out.
Oh, wait.
Didn't
Half
go see
black,
that.
half
Hold on, let
Spanish
me
girl.
see that.
And I like the girl too, but I can't remember her face.
She was in another movie that's
Yeah,
on
let me.
Netflix that I just watched.
She was from Swarm, the girl from Swarm. I love
Swarm,
her.
yeah, that's it. Yep. Swarm, that's it. Yep.
You said you could see her
Oh, okay.
too?
Yeah, I could see her being like if they go super young. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Like
she-
Yeah.
they
You said Jubilee?
no. Storm.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking her as Storm at first. She's not the body type that people
No,
would.
she's not as long and
She's
thin.
not as right.
Yeah.
When they think of that, she was definitely my first thought because I love her as an actress.
What about Shuri? What about Shuri?
Oh,
She's right.
Right.
Letitia Wright.
You're right.
I don't know. Yeah, Letitia Wright's good.
I like her
She
as
did
an
it so
actress.
well.
I think she might be too like hoodish. Not too good, but like too, you know what I'm saying? Too cool to play such a regal character.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like at a point in the comics, she was married to T'Challa. Storm was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
it was like this royal family and shit. Johnny Depp would be a good Joker. Or Nick Cage.
As long as he's not directed by Tim Burton, because I feel like Tim Burton would make it too silly.
That would be the only way he'll do it. The only way he'll do it.
Yeah.
He'd be swaying and shit, smiling.
Eyeliner, lots of eyeliner.
Hella eyeliner.
Yeah. Just like they
I-
did Willy Wonka. Yeah, nah, he can't be Joe.
Yeah, no. Hell no. I think that'd be
Chalamet is going to be in the new Willy Wonka. I'm actually
Oh
kind of
yeah, yeah.
interested in checking that
yeah,
out.
that'd be good.
New
That'd be
Willy
good.
Wonka.
That'd be good. I do like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Dune. The
Yeah,
second
that's
one of
gonna be
Dune to
dope.
come out.
I do like the prospect of
Yes. I love the first Dune.
Secret Wars being a big thing, like taking over the whole Marvel universe, and then kind of like
Drunk
giving
as fuck.
a reset. Bro, did y'all watch Secret Wars?
Hmm.
Yeah.
We did.
You know how many
And
people are fucking
Yes.
scrolls?
Yeah.
Yo. Yeah. That was
Man.
wild.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. And like you
Woo.
said
Yo.
earlier,
So
that's
so
been the
Don
year
Cheadle. So that
Marvel. Yeah,
before we
bro.
knew about Don Cheadle being before you like
Yeah,
what the fuck's wrong with this dude, yo?
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
like
was getting
you would
mad.
think I was and Brody like yo this
What you
guy.
doing?
I was getting
Yeah.
mad. I was like, Rhodey is
I was
wilding
mad.
out.
Like,
I
Yo,
bro,
yeah.
finally,
I
yeah.
wanted to come over and do it. Yo, I was mad. Like, yo, I wanted to be the one to fire you to your face. I'm like,
Like, yeah, bro.
oh, I could have choked his
Bro.
ass.
And
I
you know,
choke
he
slam.
did
Man.
such a good job making us hate him for them few episodes by not playing
Yep.
himself. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
That
That's
is
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
love
They
Don
exactly.
Cheadle too, man. I love Don
Cheadle
yeah.
hard,
Cheadle.
bro.
played someone
That was
playing
a
him.
great bait and switch on
Like that's wild.
Don
Yeah.
Cheadle dope. Uh
it.
yeah, that had me a little heated. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
I
That had me a
have
I
little
no
was
So
just
you,
idea.
like him.
you get happy. Like, oh, okay, all right.
bro. And
Okay,
the
I
I was
explained it.
crazy
like,
thing
Okay.
is they've been here, they've been doing this shit, pulling strings
yeah.
since Captain Marvel, like since the
Right,
80s, bro.
right,
That's
right.
crazy if
We
That's the
just
crazy
didn't know
part.
it.
we
All
just
types
So
of
didn't know
so
it. All
impartial
this shit,
power. Yep.
so I'm
everything that's been going
yeah.
on, crazy,
Yeah, they
bro.
had me second guess everything. I'm like, do I have to go back and watch everything all over again to
Yep.
see who was a scroll, who was not? I was
Yep.
mad.
Bro, it's insane, bro.
I couldn't
Yes, and
believe that your boy had a wife, a whole wife.
Oh, whole wife.
Man, a whole
Yo,
wife.
yeah,
right? You like, yo. Then you like, oh.
I mean, he
Then at
did
the end, you like,
hint at that.
oh.
Yeah.
He
Wow, bro.
If that
did
Wow.
hint at being in a relationship, in
it's
previous
gonna
stuff,
be a
like one
whole
lines here or there, but a whole marriage, I wasn't ready.
yes, yes. It's gonna be a whole shakeup now. Everything gonna
Mhm.
be different, man, from here on out.
Woo.
I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what happens. I'm a little nervous. I can't lie. I'm a little nervous about the future because it's like you say, like they set such a high bar with Infinity War, with
Mhm.
Endgame, with like all the lead up to that. Like everything led up to this pinnacle,
And then it
and they
changes.
have
Yeah.
Like the new cast of Guardians of the Galaxy. We don't know what they're going to do.
I
yeah,
will
they got
say,
Yeah.
I
Violet
will
Bell.
say, I trust Marvel. I trust Marvel. I don't expect every movie to be Endgame or Infinity War because the movies from the first half were not all
Oh
That,
Infinity
yeah,
Wars, and
no
they
yeah.
had
sir.
the ones we like and we had the ones we didn't quite like. The Ultron, I
Facts.
wasn't a super big fan of. Like little things like that. So I really have faith that they're building something, and just enjoy it as it comes. Like try to, because
Hundred
you
percent.
might
And
be
you make a
missing out looking for
Try to
something.
enjoy it 'cause still you trying
Yeah.
and well, you make a great point,
to
Keisha. I
watch
feel
it.
like everybody, not everybody, but the average audience member is so high off of Infinity War and Endgame that they forget about the flops that came before it.
Agreed.
And so they're
Guilty.
constantly comparing all the new stuff to those two movies. And
Just
they
something that took
forgot
10, 15 years to build up
years
to.
to make. Yeah. And they
Guilty.
forgot that they forgot that we hated some movies before that. Like the
Yep.
first Thor, it took a while for me to warm up to them. Like it took me a while to warm up to Thor as a character. Just off
Yeah,
of the
that
first and second
Too
Thor.
dark. First door was too dark.
first
I couldn't
iteration
see
was not
nothing.
no
Yeah,
comedy. It was dark.
yeah.
I
It
didn't
was
like
till
it.
they went to the comedy part.
When they found the comedy for Thor is when Thor really started blossoming as a character, as a hero, as a franchise. We love Thor now
Mhm.
because of the comedy, because of who he is.
And when Thor got linked
They
up with
gave
Guardians
him
of the Galaxy, movie.
Yeah, they
Magic.
gave him a personality because in the beginning he
Yep.
was just so straight man and I must do
Barbaric.
this and I must do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finally gave him a personality, and you could tell that is it Chris Hemsworth? You could tell he
They
was
let
having
Chris
fun.
Hemsworth. Yep. They let
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris
they let
Hemsworth
him
be him
have
because he a
fun.
big goofy ass dude.
yeah, yep,
Uh,
yep.
I
He,
wonder
he
if that
funny. He
character
funny for real.
development was
He funny.
part of
Let him be his
the
character.
story.
Let him have input in his character.
Yeah, and that became
yeah.
part of his character, part of
You
his
could
story.
think of it as that he was on this planet and he was, going to be the king eventually, and he was living this life that was very,
Bro,
straight laced and strength
Mm-hmm.
and this that. And
Right.
in the time period that his planet is on, it was a different time period than now. So when he did, see how life is in a more modern setting, he was able to develop and grow as a person. So I feel like it kind
that's
of
true.
works
Yeah.
out when you think about it.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
true.
is
I ain't
another
Yeah.
reason why I have faith that they're gonna pull it together. And if not, we're gonna, enjoy these movies in the meantime as much as we can. Eternals, I hated. I
yeah, Eternals.
hated it. You understand me?
It
And
has so much
Yeah.
potential.
as much as I loved the different types of the characters, that was beautiful.
All right.
The actual deaf actress and just your boy Paperboy and just everyone
Boy.
from yeah. So I love the characters, but just the story was super damn boring. Didn't there wasn't there at the very end like a freaking huge
Blade.
stone
Oh yeah, the
figure
They
the
never.
hand
frozen
sticking out
in
of the earth that they
half in the
ignored.
earth, half out the earth? Where'd that go? Where did that
Yeah,
go?
they never addressed it again.
Everybody just been ignoring that shit.
How did we miss that?
It's out there in the ocean, a big
Y'all
ass
worried
figure
about
sticking
super
out of the ocean.
soldiers and shit, and you got a huge statue touching the
A big
moon coming out of the
yeah,
earth.
yeah,
I
big
do. I
So
hand
do
sticking out
want
of
to.
the
I
ocean.
do want to see. I would like for some, not all. I would like for some of those characters to come back because I want to see how they would act if they were directed by Taika Waititi
Yeah,
or
I
Orion Coogler
can
or
agree with
something
that.
like that. I feel like if they and I love the director in other films that she's made, but I feel
Yeah,
like she's not a comic book fan in my eyes. I feel like she's way too artsy, way too independent, and they loved her so much for her independent films that they gave her this big giant blockbuster, and she just could not translate
she
the
wasn't ready
big
for it.
which
superhero
one did she do?
blockbuster. Um,
Eternals.
Eternals?
let me go. I,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a lady.
So you got
wasn't there
someone who
mutants
did
in
who did
Eternals?
nothing.
They were.
They got
They
someone who
weren't.
did
There,
nothing but
They're not.
independent
wow.
movies, smaller films, smaller budgets. You give her a big fat check, a whole bunch of CGI, and some
Yeah,
superheroes that
yeah,
she's probably not even familiar with, and said, "Run with it."
yeah.
And I
Agreed.
feel like if those characters were given to people who know the shit, who knows the Eternals, it could have been a lot better. So I
The
hope
fights
that we
could have
see
been
some of
better.
those characters. Yeah, I feel
I
like
was
some of those
expecting
characters,
this.
I would love for them to come back in something
I
else.
was I was expecting Eternals to be like a history lesson on like the
Yeah, on
Marvel,
you
the
Marvel, like the
MCU
whole
Yeah,
thing.
world.
How it
Yeah,
came. These are
yeah,
the first. These are the very first superheroes that
exactly. And they
will.
tried to do that with like them introducing like technology to like ancient humans and like tying in like the names of them to like what we associate with quote unquote our Greek gods and our Roman god, like Hephaestus and can't think of Angelina Jolie character, but like that was
Yeah.
kind of cool,
yeah,
like how they tried to tie that in the ancient Babylonians and why.
yeah.
But it was like it skipped over so
Chloe Zhao.
much.
That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
Chloe
Yeah,
Zhao. That's the name of the director. That's the name of the woman who directed the Eternals. And like I said, she's an amazing movie director. But they shouldn't have just thrown something like anything Marvel at
she wasn't
her when
ready.
all she's done was smaller independent films.
At least not by herself.
It seemed a little bit too highbrow for what it was supposed to be.
There you go.
A
Yeah,
little
There you
too
go.
yeah,
artsy.
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, it just
They
didn't
needed to
translate
dumb that
well.
shit down.
Yeah,
They needed to dumb it down. They should have made it fun. They should have made it like a history lesson. Like
Taika Waititi or James Gunn should have had it.
James Gunn, yeah, 100%. If James Gunn would have had that, oh god, or Taika Waititi, yeah, yeah, that would
I
have
didn't
been.
feel any type of connection with any one of those Eternals. I really didn't, and that's
It was,
important.
and then they had to throw that love
And you
story in
thought you was
there.
going to. You thought
Oh
you was
my
going to.
God.
When it's like, oh man, this is going
The
to be
love
good.
story was the worst. They could have X'd that out.
Yeah, they
I
didn't
felt
need that
more
at
for
all.
Angelina. I felt more for Angelina Jolie's character and the Asian character, you know, in their
Yep,
dynamic, their friendship, than the
yep.
characters that they wanted us to follow to be in
Follow to be in
love.
love. Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
no, give me more of the character who's taking care of this psycho who keeps losing her
Exactly.
memory and going, hey,
Yep. And she's
that would have
strong as
been a better
shit. Could
story.
literally
Yeah,
kill us all.
Right.
I'm holding it
that was
down.
a
You
better
know what I'm saying?
storyline than the love story.
That
Yeah, that
was a
love
great
story was
storyline.
trash.
The one good thing that came out of Eternals was the introduction to for Blade. That was good.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I was happy
That was
about
good.
that. So,
Because
yes,
that's
that's,
gonna change.
oh my
That's gonna
gosh.
change things too.
Okay, now that we touched on that, now that you brought that up, which character or movie are y'all most excited to release?
Going
Because I think
forward,
Blade is number one for me. I think
I
Blade
think
is.
I think it might be number one for me too.
Definitely Blade.
I can't think of anything that I'm more excited for, honestly, right now than Blade.
And it's
Yeah.
gonna be
I mean,
Ali.
Yeah.
Mahershala
I can't say
Ali.
his last name.
Nasser Al Ali.
yes,
Mahershala.
yes,
Rachel
He's
Ali.
dude.
been
He's a great
an
actor.
amazing actor since I first saw
4400.
him in 4400.
4400.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be insane. It's
4400.
gonna go so
Yes,
hard. It's gonna go so hard, and it's gonna
yes.
introduce this whole mystical side to the MCU. So now, like, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna get wild in the MCU. I'm
Vampires.
telling
And
you. We got
you
vampires.
know how
That's so dangerous.
They
you know
did the
how Marvel
werewolf by night.
always give us, those Stanley cameos. I
Yeah,
just want to see. I don't care if Mahershala Ali go into a coffee shop. I need to see Wesley Snipes somewhere in there for a few seconds.
it's happening. It's
I
definitely
Right.
need Wesley Snipes
Right.
to make a cameo.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
need
Right.
I need for Mahershala to be looking for something like a sword or something, and he goes somewhere, and you have
happening.
Wesley literally handing the mantle off to
The
him, like,
man,
here
the
you go,
sword.
man.
Yes,
Yeah.
Here you
bro.
go.
That's dope.
I
Yes,
need
That's
that.
bro.
dope.
Let him be
They
like
better do that.
the owner of like an old antique shop or some shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And the sword is in there, and he go in the back and get it. Give my man a whole speech while he handing it up. Yeah, that'd be
I
fire.
That
need
was
that.
That'd be
tough.
fire.
If they don't,
That was tough.
if Marvel don't do that, I'm fighting them. I'm fighting Kevin
Legit,
Feige.
legit passing the torch. That'd be fire. That would be fire.
Yeah, I think that would be
And that's the
dope.
beautiful
Yeah.
part of these stories, man. It feels like we could write it ourselves because you know how invested we are in these stories. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I take that back. I take that back.
Mhm.
Blade is number 2. Deadpool 3, bro.
Okay.
Deadpool 3.
Oh, yeah.
What you say?
Deadpool 3 with Deadpool and Wolverine together.
Wolverine
Deadpool and
together.
Wolverine together. Come on, man. Oh my God. You know it's gonna be Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds just talking shit to each other
And
for 2 hours.
I am so happy. I'm so
That
happy that
Ryan
Disney
Reynolds
is
from
letting Ryan
Overlord.
Reynolds do what he do. Like,
Oh,
they're
that was the
not trying to
best
censor
casting ever.
him. They're not trying to censor him. They're not trying to make it PG-13. Now that they bought Deadpool, they said, keep doing what
Do
you're
your
doing.
thing.
Leave
Do your
it
thing.
alone.
It's gonna be
And
crazy.
I'm so happy. That's
It's
gonna
gonna be
be
so
nuts.
nuts. It's gonna be so, and you know him and Hugh Jackman cool in real life, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. You know what I'm
And then
saying?
they
You're
and then
gonna have
they
him on the
keep
set.
I hate that the media keep announcing all the people who are going to show up, like the older
Yeah,
X-Men. But
yeah,
I think
yeah,
the reason why they're announcing it now, because they know that we know dealing with Deadpool, we're gonna
yeah.
see them for 5 seconds and he gonna kill them. He gonna
He
kill
gonna
them
kill
off
everybody.
and start the whole
Yep,
X-Men slate over.
yep. I'm pretty
Hey, do
sure
y'all
they're.
speaking of real quick? Do y'all remember when everyone was speculating, you know, that the older two Spider-Mans were going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, and they were trying to not tell
Hell
anybody?
Throw
yeah,
it up.
yeah.
I
I
respect
love
Andrew
yes.
Garfield so much.
Hell yeah.
And you can tell Andrew Garfield any secret. He is gonna hold on to it tooth and
Oh
nail.
yeah.
That
And
man
he was fighting
denied it
himself
for
too.
like
You could
two
see him.
years.
He was
Hmm.
like fighting, trying not to tell people on every interview, man.
Yes.
Uh, But
That
I
was so,
think
that was so dope. That was
Yo,
so
I
dope.
laughed. I cried. I cried at
Yo,
that
I love
Spider-Man
Andrew
movie.
Garfield as Spider-Man too,
that
man.
movie
Before
was
Toby,
Man,
before Tom Holland. I'm not a Toby Maguire fan,
I
so
am.
yeah.
yeah, she loves Toby Maguire. But
Toby
yeah,
was
I
I
like
cool.
it.
became a
He
Toby
didn't even have
Maguire.
to say
I
it.
became a Toby Maguire fan because of this film. Because
Okay,
one, they gave him a little
okay,
more personality, and
I could
two,
deal with that.
he was able to be like the big brother mentor to Peter
Yeah.
Parker. Like, hey,
Agreed.
we've been through this.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
been through
yeah,
this
yeah.
Oh
shit.
Yeah,
my
oh, yeah,
God.
So
yeah,
At the
yeah.
very end, if any, no spoilers. Oh Lord.
The way
He's
he
like,
just
I've been
gave him,
stabbed
If we didn't
before.
see it right now, I don't know.
he just
I don't know.
gave Toby, he just gave Tom Holland that look like, bro, this ain't the road you want to go down. And
Yeah,
Tom
exactly.
Holland was like,
Yeah.
all right.
He didn't have to say
No
nothing. He
words
just looked at
said.
him.
Yep. No words said, nothing, bro. He just, yeah, man. Hell yeah. And then the little hug at the end.
And I feel yeah.
Tom
yeah,
Beautiful,
Tom
man.
Holland was
I
supposed to
was in
walk
the
off.
movie theater
look at
bawling.
them.
He was
Oh,
supposed to walk off. That was
they're
improvised.
so cool
He was
together.
supposed to
When your
walk
boy
off.
caught MJ,
When the boy,
Oh
Oh,
was
yeah,
yes.
like
when he
her in the
cried.
Gwen
Gratification.
situation. Oh my heart.
Yeah.
My heart.
And
Gratification.
yeah,
she was like, "Are
that was
you
dope.
okay?" And he was like, he
Yep.
couldn't even
Yep.
talk because he was like, "I
Gratification, bro.
finally did it.
That
I made
redemption right there for him
Yeah.
being
Hell
the
yeah.
least favored, Spider-Man, it
Yep.
really felt good to see that on screen and have him vindicated. He didn't get a third movie.
Yeah.
no,
So
yeah,
Everybody else got the trilogy. That's fact.
but
That's fact.
him,
that
yep.
was
That was some
beautiful.
good.
That was
Oh
a
my
beautiful
god.
moment for a fan.
And
He
I
didn't
feel
want. He
like,
didn't want to do the
yeah,
third movie.
I'm just saying, just the whole point of it. It was just dope to see him get that redemption from, his last film. So yeah.
He didn't
and
want to
you
get
know how,
typecast. He said he was too old to
you
be
know
playing
how
a
all the,
teenager.
yeah, you know how all the
He's
Spider
been doing
Mans, including the animation movie, which I love, all of
Hell yeah.
them deal
Best.
with him having to lose something.
Yeah.
And I love, and the one thing I love about No Way Home is that he still lost. And to me, his loss was worse than
Oh yeah,
everybody else. His loss was worse than everybody else. Because
very.
when someone dies, you could go through the grieving process and move on. But to lose the people you love and they're still living,
Yeah.
they
You
just
gotta see
don't
him and shit.
remember
Yeah,
you.
that
To
is
me, that was more
horrible.
heartbreaking. I was like, damn,
He
I'd
lost
rather
Yeah.
you
his
just
That was
whole
still
family. He lost his
alive.
aunt, his best friend, and his
his
lady.
best friend and his lady all at once.
Peter.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
And he
Toby or
and they
Tom
gotta
Holland.
walk around. They gotta walk around and see each other, but not know each
Not
other.
know. Yeah.
Only he
That's
knows. I was
wild.
like, that's sad,
That's
That's
rough.
wild. And it's all
man.
Doctor Strange fault with his bum ass because he couldn't fucking with his skull.
Man, Doctor Strange is all Peter's fault. Peter kept messing with Doctor Strange.
Doctor,
Could have kept his mouth shut.
Oh
Nah,
yeah,
Peter should have just let it
Oh,
ride.
what is
Yeah.
so and
that
so?
was super annoying.
Oh, forget. Oh yeah, and my neighbor. Oh, the guy that walked my dog that one time. Oh, the best friend
You're
that
right.
gave me 5 cents, but I didn't have $1 to
Doc,
make a change. Like, yo, come on, man.
You know
Everybody,
what? We understand that
that
Tom is
man,
supposed to still be a kid and be a little precocious, but he was over the top with it just to
He
push
was
the
he
story
was.
along. And it felt out of character for me,
He was.
personally. But my child wants to come on camera real quick. You got to come closer to where Terrence is. You got to and ask a question. You got to come. You have to be
okay.
able to see them. If they can't see you, you can't see them. You just got to stand up, baby, and just dip your face over here like I do.
Hello.
Hi. Well, I heard you talking about Spider-Man, and I want to
Hey,
know how you felt about the newest Spider-Man movies with Miguel and the canon, because I've been arguing about it with my friends, and they say that the Spider people in the Spider Society are dumb for believing Miguel, but I honestly would have believed. I would have trusted him because, like, so so an important family member of yours dies, right? And then this guy comes up to you and he says there's a world with a bunch of different people who had something similar happen to them, and it's not your fault. And like this happens to a bunch of different people, and it's okay, and you can have a great time with a bunch of new friends. And I
I'm
would agree
going.
with
I'm going.
Oh, I
them.
agree.
Believe them.
I
'Cause,
agree.
like,
I'm going.
yeah,
I'm
And you from
grieving.
the
There's a
future,
bunch of
bro.
other people who are in a similar situation to me, and I'm not alone. That's what the whole thing for the first movie was. That's
Yep.
what the
yeah.
ending he was like, I'm not alone. There's people out there like me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
That
I
was the point of the first one. And honestly, I
Yeah.
think that's the point of the second one, him finding out that he is not the only one in this universe. Like he still think there's only a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? With these
Mhm.
powers and these responsibilities. But come to find out there's an entire spider society reaching across the multiverse
Facts.
with people who just like you, bro. That's mind blowing. And this kid
Mhm.
is only
Yeah.
like what, 16?
He is
Exactly. Yeah.
15. Yeah, he's
15.
Miles is
Yeah.
15.
Like, wow. How do you handle that?
Exactly. And when you're going through grief and dealing with loss and you finally find a community of people just like you, yeah, you're going to believe the person who seems wiser and more mature and because they've been through it just like you. So I get
And he's
why
from the
all
future.
of the spiders, all the people believed this one guy and followed him. It was very believable how that happened,
All you
how the
gotta do is
cult
tell me you
of
from the future.
Miguel happened. Yeah.
Just tell me you from the future and play that dope song. I'm following everything you saying, bro. Whatever. We
Facts.
go. Let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, you win that
Man.
argument with all your friends.
Exactly. Your friends are tripping. Your friends are tripping.
Yep,
You won that
I
one.
would have been like, let's go, bro. You know who I am as a person inside. Let's go.
Hmm.
It's like Rocket and Yandu finding out they was lost souls. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing. Like I know
Yep.
you, boy. Like you empty. You push everybody away because I do the same shit. Like we the same
Uh-huh.
person.
And real
Man.
quick before I go
Oh,
start making breakfast, brunch, look at the time. That's another reason why I'm not worried about Marvel. You got a whole new generation that's invested in these stories
True.
that's enjoying them for what they are. So, Marvel's gonna do good. And on that note,
yeah.
I got some bacon to make. See y'all later.
Appreciate you,
See you,
Keish.
Keisha. Thank
Oh, you know
you.
I'm looking forward to from Marvel?
What?
Spider-Man 2. PS5, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yes.
Hell
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. Woo.
bro.
I can't wait.
All
Raven,
Spider-Man games are amazing.
Miles
Yes.
Morales,
I
Every one, bro.
love them.
yeah,
Especially the
best
new
swinging.
joints.
The
Yeah,
swinging is
the best
amazing.
swinging mechanics.
The first Spider-Man when it came out and you swung for the first time, like yo,
I
this
was
is
Yeah.
like,
crazy.
yo, I
This
feel
is
like I'm really
crazy.
doing this.
The video games, they are on point. I
Make you
was
feel real, felt real.
when the Miles Morales release, I think me
Yep,
and my nephew, we spent a full month just going
yep.
back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, did you make it this far? Did you make it that far? Like
My kids
that
still
game
bugging
was
me for that.
crazy. Man.
Still, like, yo, you got to get it. That's another thing that's cool to see. So much diversity in
Hmm.
the MCU, not just the MCU, but like across the comic book world in general. It's
Yeah.
not everything's not being whitewashed. Uh,
Yep.
they're doing like gender swaps and you know what I'm saying, racial swaps and stuff like that to swap out characters and to give a different perspective on it. And I think that's a good thing to a certain extent. Like you don't want to lose
Yeah.
what makes the character the character. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
Captain America is always going to be the guy who dives on the grenade to save everybody else. Like no matter what, it
Yes.
could be Asian female, it could be a, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, that it gotta that core personality gotta remain the same. Um, so like when you do characters like the gender swap, like Peggy Carter as Iron Man, like I could 100% get behind her as Captain America. I could
Hmm.
100% get behind her as Captain America. 100%. No question. If you swap her
Yeah.
out with Steve Rogers from the beginning, I would follow her just like I follow Steve Rogers. Like
Because technically she was the first Avenger. Technically before
she was.
Steve came along.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
yeah,
That's
I agree. I totally agree. I love the diversity. I love that we're getting multiple stories. Because growing up, first of all, growing up, loving these Marvel stuff, you was a real nerd. You was labeled that. And
yep.
then
Yep.
you got like back in the day, you only got like one or two movies.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm back.
Right?
Okay, like you only got like back in the day, you only got like one or two movies, and at a time. Where now we're getting books, everything. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm loving this. I don't have any
Series.
fatigue yet. I don't have any fatigue yet. Some people have,
Right,
I don't.
right. And it could be a
Bro, I've
Marvel
been
movie every month. I'll be happy.
I've been waiting for this time period since I was a kid. Like I
Mhm.
remember reading comic books and being like, one day this shit is gonna be happening in front of me on the screen. You know what I'm saying? And
Like
here it
live
is,
action, bro. Like I couldn't. Oh man.
bro. Like Civil War. When I seen Civil War, it was so many scenes that literally are pages in that comic book that it blew my mind. Thor, this last
Yes.
Thor, when they were standing in front of that big humongous monster that Gore had killed, and he's like, "This is one of the nicest guys that you'd ever meet." That's literally a scene from the comic book. Like you took a picture of it and made the people stand in that position. Like that's just super cool to me, man, to be able to touch not
Yeah.
only like newcomers, but like people like me who like purists and like originally grew up reading comic books and shit. So I love Marvel. I'm not, like Keisha said, I'm not too worried about it, man. Not that she said it like that, you know what I'm saying, and put the perspective of everything's not perfect, everything's not Civil War, everything's not in game. It makes sense. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Hmm. Facts. Facts. Me neither. Well, this was been a great episode,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
This was amazing. And we've already passed time flies. It felt like 20 minutes.
They
And
do.
it's already been over an hour.
Time went
Yeah.
by
But I
quick.
appreciate, oh my gosh, I appreciate Wiz, Keisha, and T for
No,
coming
good sister.
in and being my special guests.
No doubt.
And I thank everybody in the chats. Like, to me, I think this is the best episode so far. Episode
Yeah,
5.
it was
It's
great.
been amazing.
Love that number. One of my
And
favorite numbers too.
yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. We will have a
Absolutely,
part
bro.
2. We'll have a part 2 next week with me and C. Jones. We're debating WandaVision. So please, if
Yes.
you want to come into the chats and help me defend Wanda,
Oh, Keisha will be there. She in the kitchen, but I'm
yeah.
sure she'll be there.
So next Saturday we will have Marvel Part 2, the defense of WandaVision.
Heck yeah.
and then
Heck
and then I'm gonna have to, even though I shit on DC, I'm gonna have to do a DC Center
got to.
episode one of
Got
these
to.
days. And I'll let everybody defend DC and try to convince me why they're not as trash as I
There
think
you
they
go.
are.
There you go.
So
I can play devil's advocate.
yes, thank y'all
Yeah.
so much. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tara's gonna play devil's
Appreciate you
advocate
for
for
having us
Superman for
on, bro.
sure.
Ah, for sure, for sure.
Hell yeah. Thank
Yes,
you for
yes.
having us
Thank
on,
y'all
man.
so much for
Absolutely.
tuning in to
Thank you,
Snake
thank
Cinema
you.
Podcast. Y'all have a great weekend. Tune in to Lady Tiz this afternoon. And of course, Wiz and Joey D for Sophisticated Ignorance later tonight
Yeah,
at 10 p.m. I believe
Yep.
10 p.m. So
Yep.
please, yes,
Eastern Standard Time.
tune
Easton.
in. So yeah,
So
so
it's 9 p.m.
please
your
tune
time.
in. Yeah. And so thank y'all so much. We appreciate all the love. Prophecy,
Exactly.
man.
Prophecy, come on, it's about to go
Man, you
off.
came
It's like, oh, you about to go off now?
You just want to come in and hate on Pinstripe real quick. That's all.
Then he left.
But it's all good. I love you guys. I love you, bros.
Much
Y'all have
love.
a great
Love you
one.
too.
See y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
See y'all tonight in the chats.
Peace.